Now that you have registered for Rubistar, let's see how you create a rubric. Once you log in, you will see this page here. If you don't, you'll just find the link where it says Create Rubric. Select that. And you can choose a customizable rubric from one of these areas here. Or if you scroll all the way down, you can create a rubric from scratch. For this demonstration, I am going to use a customizable rubric, and I will select one under Multimedia Website Design. On the next page, you'll see a warning message. It says this page will expire in 40 minutes. So if you do not click the submit button within 40 minutes, the system will not be able to keep your data. Very important when you're creating or customizing a rubric. You always want to make sure you save and submit. That way the system can save your data. Here, there's the rubric description, and then you have the rubric information. Your name should be here. As you see, my name is here. Then it asks for the rubric project name. I'm going to say, entitle it Web-Based Instruction. And there is no spell check on here, so it's important that you pay attention to the information that you are inputting into the blocks. You can choose to save your rubric or make it a demonstration rubric or permanent. If you select, yes, my rubric is a temporary rubric, then it is important for you to remember or to understand that the rubric will only be kept for 1 week. If you're wanting it longer or wanting it to be kept on the system longer, then you would need to select permanent. No, my rubric is permanent. Selecting this option will make your rubric permanent, and you'll be able to have access to it whenever you would like. For this demonstration, I'm going to make the rubric temporary. Here's where you create and edit your rubric. You have the categories here in this column, and then you have the point value. So I'm going to start here in this first box, and I'm going to choose a content area, and I'm going to say content accuracy. And if you don't like this particular naming convention for this particular category or this particular block, you can change it, make it anything that you want. And so as you see, when I did this, then the information across the rows is as follows. For 4 points, the student must have provided all information on the website and is accurate, and all the requirements of the assignment have been met. So if the student met this criteria, they would get the 4 points. 3 points, almost all of the information provided by the student is on the website and accurate, and all requirements of the assignment have been met. That's 3 points. Almost all of the information provided by the student on the website is accurate, and almost all of the requirements have been met. That will get a student 2 points. There are several inaccuracies in the content provided by the student, or many of the requirements were not met. And so that will give the student 1 point. And that is the information that's required for content accuracy. So I'll go here to the next box, and I will select spelling and grammar. And again, if you don't like this particular naming convention, you can always type something else here in the box below. But as you can see, when I selected spelling and grammar, then the criteria for each point value popped up. And if for some reason you don't like that information, you can edit that information, or you can just choose another criteria here that might better fit. And I'll go ahead and select the next one. I'll do layout. And then I will do cooperative work. Actually, I'll change that one. Let me change that one to learning of material. And so this might be very useful as an instructor this was a project or a task giving website design. This is where you can really see where the student has mastered the concept or the learning objective for website design. So in order for the student to get 4 points, the student has an exceptional understanding of the material included in the site, and where to find additional information, can easily answer questions about the content and procedures used to make the website. And so that's something that would be useful for the teacher and the student, because this is providing the student their right and left limits on what is required in the assignment, and as well as what is expected from the instructor. And then I'll go ahead and finish this out. Images, and I'll do one more. Do fonts. So I'm going to scroll down. Very important, remember the warning sign. If you don't hit submit within 40 minutes, then your information will not be kept. I'm going to hit submit, and let's see what happens. My rubric, notice it says this is just a preview. Your rubric is not yet saved into the database, but it gives me a preview of my rubric. Gives me a chance to overlook it. So it does have a title, web-based instruction, has my name, the instructor name here, has a spot for the student's name, and then it has the categories and the point value that's associated here. And under each point value, there's a criteria that has to be met in order to earn that particular point. So this looks good for me. When I scroll down, it says finish with your rubric. You have these options here. You can print or download, or you can make available online. If you print and download, your rubric will not be saved into the database. Your data is gone once you print your rubric or download your rubric to a disk. If you are wanting to save it, it says here, choose this option if you simply wish to create a paper copy of your rubric, or if you wish to save your rubric onto the computer. If you're wanting to save your rubric within Rubistar, you need to select the Make Available Online option. This will save your rubric data in their online database, and the rubrics that are saved online may be modified at a later date and will be viewable online. You can also use Rubistar to analyze the results of your rubric to aid in determining items that need further teaching or explanation. And so if you choose this option, your rubric will be saved into the Rubistar database and will be available online. And so you'll have access to it. And when you log into your account, you can search. You'll be able to search for a rubric or find your rubric just by clicking on this link. So say you created this rubric and you didn't like it, or you saw a mistake, or you wanted to add one more thing. You can easily modify your rubric by clicking on Modify the Rubric, and it will bring you back to the first initial screen once you had selected the type of rubric you wanted to create. And here's where you can make the changes. So say I wanted to change this particular category, and I am going to select content. Once I change that, then the criteria for each point value changes as well. And let's see. I'm going to change this. Say I didn't like the information in the box under point value 1. So I'm going to put that there. The student did not demonstrate the purpose and theme on the site. And I'm going to scroll all the way down. I've modified my rubric, and I'm going to select Submit. Once I do that, it still gives me that warning. It's just a preview. My rubric is not saved into the database. So I see where I made my changes, content, and I changed the requirements for point value 1. So I'm going to scroll down, and I am going to make this available online. That way I can save it in the database. So I have saved my rubric. Your rubric has been saved. Then it gives me my rubric ID number. And so that ID number will be useful when you're trying to find a rubric. So it might be helpful or beneficial for you to write that down if you're going to save a rubric and have it available online through the database. So once you do that, you can either click to view or print your rubric, or you can choose your next steps. You can make another rubric, return to your teacher homepage, or you can log out. And that is the end of the tutorial on how to create a rubric using Rubistar. I'm going to log out. Thank you for watching.